Hello YouTube, Salivate Metal here. YouTuber James Hopkins was kind enough to send me a link to this article from Coin World about a very intriguing exhibit that's going to be available in Great Britain from May to November. So those of you who live in the United Kingdom, you may consider checking out this exhibit of a major hoard of silver and lots of goodies here. And so we're going to take a look at this article here and kind of look at it and talk more about it and let you know that, hey, the Vikings, they love their silver for sure. And they knew how to get it too. And you know, all these attacks and ransomware and talk of digital sabotage and the like, well, that's essentially a Viking type of scenario that occurred many moons ago, back before the 4 digits came into our dating system. So coins do play a starring role in the new exhibit, which opens on May the 19th in Great Britain. Viking, Rediscover the Legend is a major new exhibition by the Yorkshire Museum in partnership with the British Museum. And it's slated to appear until the 5th of November. The display features the most significant Viking treasure hoards ever discovered in Britain and on display together for the first time, according to the British Museum. The exhibit includes internationally significant Anglo-Saxon and Viking discoveries that are used to show how the Vikings shaped and transformed everyday life in Britain. And it includes displays focused on the most famous Viking hoards ever discovered in Britain, including Vale of York Viking Hoard, the Curedale Hoard, and the Bedale Hoard. Coins play a significant role in the displays. Andrew Woods, who's a curator of numismatics for York's Museums Trust, explained 5 coin highlights in the display, representing 5 different major Viking hoards, or probably that means periods. Bolton Percy Hoard. The Bolton Percy Hoard was found by 2 schoolboys in the 1960s. It contains more than 1,500 small copper coins struck for the kings and archbishops in the Kingdom of Northumbria in the 9th century. The hoard was likely hidden in 867 when the Vikings captured York. It was one of the largest coin hoards from 9th century England. And that's important. That date is important because that's right around the time when the History Channel series The Vikings occurred. And Northumbria was a field and a stage in that series when Ragnar Lothbrok made contact in the late 700s with monks along the coast and threatened the kingdom of Northumbria. And that occurred and continued, and that so it's quite interesting to see how this kind of parallels with that series, which obviously the series has taken some liberties with how things occurred, but nonetheless the brutality and of the Vikings was evident, and if anything was probably underplayed in that series. The latest datable coins in a hoard were struck for King Osbert. He was the last king of independent Northumbria and was killed at a battle with the incoming Vikings. One of the coins in the exhibit names the king with the legend Osbert Rex, with some letters upside down. On the reverse is the name of the moneyer, Winibert. And the Curedale Hoard. The Curedale Hoard is the largest hoard of Viking artifacts ever recovered in Britain, and includes more than 7,000 coins. It was found in 1840 and originally contained more than 30 kilos of silver, an enormous fortune in the Viking Age. Wow. And even in that series, the Vikings, they did talk about making payments in silver. So it just goes to show you how long silver has been used as money back in the late 800s. It was hidden on a route between York and Dublin, the 2 largest Viking towns, and may have been hidden by someone fleeing York, as the Vikings were briefly expelled from the town in the early 10th century. A coin from the hoard names the otherwise unknown King Canute, who ruled York in the 890s. His name, CNVT, is divided along the lines of the cross. It suggests that the pagan Vikings quickly adopted to a ruling of a Christian kingdom. On the back is a legend CVNNETTI, a legend that even 160 years after its discovery puzzles numismatists. Then the Vale of York penny. The Vale of York hoard, discovered in 2007, is the most significant British Viking hoard of coins and other artifacts found in more than 150 years. It contains 617 coins, carefully hidden in a decorated vessel. The silver was a mixture of coins and hacked silver, broken up silver objects and ingots valued by weight. So there you go. There was the hacked silver was the quote junk silver of the day, or scrap silver, when they just broke up various different silver objects and ingots, and they were melted and valued by weight. The hoard was hidden in 927 when the northern Viking kingdoms fell to Anglo-Saxon King Athelstan. And Athelstan is another name that some may remember from the series Vikings. If you haven't had a chance to see it, if you have, I don't know if it's available on demand or not, but it's a great series for sure. And the hoard is a unique coin, unknown before this discovery. It names the place where it was made Rorikvacaster, likely to be modern Rochester, Staffordshire. It was made by a Viking king and was likely swept up by Athelstan's armies as they marched north in 927. Then there's St. Peter's penny. Viking kings in Britain ruled over mixed kingdoms of incoming Scandinavians and local people. The two groups were initially quite different in customs and beliefs. They believed in different gods, with pagan Vikings coming in contact with Christian Britons. Viking kings mixed pagan and Christian imagery in their coinage to appeal to all the people within their kingdom. So that was the first political correctness, I guess, that had occurred, but it's quite interesting because looking back, and even in the series, the Vikings, Ragnar seemed to be attracted to Christianity to a point. And if you think about it, as the pagan religions died off, especially the violent way that you got into Valhalla, by warring and dying in battle every day, only to rise again and to feast with the gods. It's quite a violent existence, both on earth and in heaven. And I assume people just grew tired of it. The St. Peter's pennies was struck in York in 921 and 927 AD. On the obverse was a legend, SCI Petri Mo, an abbreviated form of Sancti Petri Moneta, meaning the money of St. Peter. And the symbols around the legend are a cross, a sword through the middle, and Thor's hammer, and a very clear mixing of different religious imagery found on several coins unique to Vikings in England. On the reverse is a legend, Oberachelli. And we're going to look at these in the pictures here in a moment. But I think it's kind of interesting to explain them first, so that when you see them, the images in your mind, you can be able to reflect and see how it looks on the pictures. Scandinavian influence lived on for a long time. For the Bischofhill Hoard penny. And by the way, that Bishop Hill, that's it, Hoard penny. I believe there's a skyscraper in London named Bishop Hill, if I'm not mistaken. In 1066, Harold Hardrade invaded England, trying to conquer the former Vikings of Britain. His invasion led to several hoards being hidden to protect the valuables from newly arrived armies. A coin from the Bishop Hill Hoard, hidden in the late 1060s, represents this era. The coin was struck from the recently crowned King William I, which is a name spelled Pilum on the obverse surrounding his facing portrait. And I believe that is the same King William, which is known as William the Conqueror, who is the son of a Viking, I believe. On the reverse of the coin, made in York, is the name of the moneyer, Ovthgrim, a Scandinavian name reflecting the long effects of the Vikings' conquest in England. So here's some other details of the exhibits. Coins are just one accompaniment of the Viking exhibit, which also features groundbreaking research by archaeologists and new discoveries by metal detectorists. And Natalie McCall, curator of the Archaeology and Yorkshire Museum, said this is a unique opportunity to see some of the best Viking treasures in the UK displayed together for the first time. It will feature stand-out loans from the British Museum alongside our fantastic collections, Combined with new research, new technology, and exciting displays, it will also be the first time the most significant Viking hoards ever found in this country will be on display together in the same place. And that's just it. A lot of Viking history is lost through time, through folklore and the like, and even to the discoveries of the New World. Some believe that the Vikings made it past Newfoundland and into the St. Lawrence Valley, and even down to some places as far west as Michigan area, and down into what's now present day the middle part of the United States, Wisconsin, and those areas. Additional items include swords, helmets, bowls, and more. And so very interesting. Let's see here if we can see what this website holds for us here. Maybe the museum itself will have better pictures. As we see here, the upcoming exhibition, the Vikings. Here we go. Click on that and see what we've got here. So we can view the leaflet online here. Looks like it's a PDF here. And very, very nice indeed. Very nice. Okay, that's it for that. Let's see here. Let's go back out and see if we can. Doesn't really show any pictures here, but the actual Coin World article does show. Here's a Viking helmet in the exhibition. Represents the warring nature and the strength of the Vikings. And then that's a typical helmet. Very nicely articulated, very decorative here. Very nice. Here we see some examples of some of the artifacts that we see, coins and silver pieces here. This may be the hack silver here, possibly. Chopped up pieces. There's a chain there. Ingots. Very, very nice. Silver was definitely valued in their day. Here's some of the Boston Percy hoard found by two schoolboys in the 60s. It contains more than 1,500 small copper coins struck for the kings and archbishops of the Kingdom of Northumbria in the 9th century. Very, very nice. And here is the latest datable coins in the Bolton Percy hoard, like the one shown here, were struck for King Osbert. And you see the cross and some of the inscriptions there. Very interesting, fascinating indeed. And here we have the Vale of York hoard, included unique previously unknown coin, and names the place where it was made, likely to be modern Rochester, Staffordshire. There's a sword and a cross. The sword representing the Vikings and the cross of Christ. And this may be the hammer, Thor's hammer, possibly right here. Here is the hoard, the largest Viking hoard of artifacts ever recovered from Britain. It includes more than 7,000 coins found in 1840 and originally contained more than 30 kilograms of silver, a huge fortune in the Viking age. 30 kilograms of silver. Some of us probably have that much silver in our collections. A coin from the Gurudere hoard names an otherwise unknown King Canute who ruled in the 890s. Very, very nice. You see some of the Christian symbols here, influences. And then a knight from the famous Lewis chessmen is part of the Viking exhibit. The Lewis chessmen are medieval chess pieces that were unearthed in 1831 in Scotland. And there's the helmet again. So there you go. Quite interesting, quite fascinating again. And thank you, James, again for this article. Quite fascinating. I hope you enjoyed it. Would like to extend the multitude of gratitude to you all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.